Hello everybody, welcome to another fantastical, magical episode of Distilled, Brewed, and Reviewed. Hello everybody, my name is John. I am in my world famous sipping den. And on this channel, I do everything that has anything to do with alcohol, and that's a hell of a lot of stuff. I also do coffees on Sunday. Everything has anything to do with coffee. That means several things. One, you don't have to go anywhere else on YouTube for your answers to anything that's anything to do with alcohol and or coffee. Two, I've made it easy to find all these things because I have an unbelievable playlist. It is the best playlist on YouTube. It is up to date. It is easily navigatable. It is broken down into categories and subcategories that make it so easy for you to find stuff. Three, every comment I pin, because I have a link to whatever playlist pertains to what I'm doing. In this case, it would be bourbon. Four, I'm the only one in the world who can do this. And five, to make it fair to everybody, I do it with half my taste buds tied behind my back. Let's get started. Green River. Green River Bourbon, the pride of Owensboro, Kentucky. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Sour mash. It's aged more than 5 years. It is 90 proof. Take a peek. Take a peek. All right, now, it's got a little horseshoe right here as per the old distillery. The bottle's kind of round like a bottle and then flat right here. Short, squat. It says Owensboro, Kentucky on it here, and down here, established in 1885. This is their first release, kind of like Castle and Key. Remember, Castle and Key was an old distillery under several names, and it just recently started producing whiskey under their own name. But let's look at a little history of this because it's worth looking into. Owensboro. Oh, and before we get started, the most important thing. Where did I get this? No, not at the store. It came from a store. Jeff, and you all know him, Jeff. Jeff has donated this whiskey to the channel. The man is incredible. I worked with him in the industry. We became friends. The knowledge this guy got is just, I can't even describe it. He obviously is a bourbon enthusiast. He has been in it for many, many years. He has met many of the master distillers throughout his career. He is on tasting panels and on it goes. The man is unbelievable. And he lends me whiskey because he, like you, is a fan of this channel. And so my hat is off and I salute that man. And I want to hear something to him in the comments because it's unbelievable what he does for this. So the history of Green River. First, if you work there, you have to sing way down upon the Swame River, I think. No, is it Swame? All right, here's the thing. 1885, right? Is that what's on the thing here? Yep. J.W. McCulloch begins making Green River whiskey. Advertising for the brand include the slogan, Green River, the whiskey without a headache. Now it says the whiskey with no regrets. 1905, Green River whiskey is presented with a grand prize at the Lee Exposition in Belgium. 1918, a fire ignites after hours and burns through the distillery. All whiskey and almost all buildings are completely lost. That sucks. The fire ultimately proves to be the fatal blow to the Green River Distillery. So, remember that. The fire. 1920-1933 Prohibition. 1936, the property sold to the Kentucky Sour Mash Distilling Company. The company goes bankrupt shortly after rebuilding the facility. 1939, a group of Medley family members band together to purchase the facility and form Medley Distilling Company. For the next 70 years, the distillery will change hands a few times, but Medley family members continue in various management roles. 2014, now we're getting into the modern era a little bit. Terrasentia Corporation purchases the distillery and begins renovations. Ron Call, a master distiller with 40 years of experience at Jim Beam Brands and Florida Caribbean Distillers, is tapped to consult on the project. Ron's son, Jacob Call, is brought in to oversee the extensive renovation and ultimately manage distillery operations under the O.Z. Tyler name. 2016, the distillery opens for production and begins laying down whiskey for barrel aging. Ron Call passes Master Distiller torch to his son, Jacob Call. 2018, Distillery declared a heritage member of the official Kentucky Bourbon Trail and its westernmost point, receiving the historic distilling history of Owensboro, Kentucky. Reviving, the historic distilling history. So it's on the Bourbon Trail, and it's the most western distillery, right? The most western point of the last distillery west on the Bourbon Trail. History comes full circle in 2020 with the support of J.W. McCulloch's great-grandson. Green River Distilling Company returns to its original name and begins its next chapter. Now, on the back, it says, founded by John W. McCall in 1885 as Kentucky's 10th oldest distillery, Green River was celebrated for quality and became known as the whiskey without regrets before being lost to history after Prohibition. Sounds like it was lost during the fire, but maybe then with Prohibition hitting, they didn't rebuild it. They would have, and then they said, oh, the fire will rebuild it. Prohibition, boom, done. But now you got the whole story, so let's get into it. Well, I mean, come on. Jeffrey, thank you, buddy. Gotta thank Jeff. All right. All right. Is it Blue River? Blue River. Oh. All right. You know what? Got a nice smell. Spicy in the sense of nutmeg and cinnamon. Underlying sweet tones. Oh, this is also the distillery where Terry Bradshaw's whiskey is sourced from. It has, I wrote down, 70% corn, 21% rye. Wouldn't call that a high mash bill, but it's on the higher side. Usually 30s is what I call high, but that's high enough. And 9% malted barley. It's winter rye is what they use for the rye. So it's really got that cinnamon, nutmeg, toffee caramel smell to it. Nice. Kind of a little bit of pipe tobacco, fragrant pipe tobacco. So I think it's a pleasant smell. Let's give it a taste. I always do my acclimation sip. You know I'm not going to judge it on the first sip. I'm just acclimating myself for the next one. It is very cinnamon, nutmeg on it. A lot of maple. It's almost like a, everybody here's made, how about French toast with the cinnamon and some maple syrup on it? Not unbelievably sweet. It's only 70% corn. But it does have sweetness, and it's reminding me kind of French toast a little bit. A little bit of vanilla. If you take your French toast and you put a couple of drops of vanilla, whip up the egg, put a couple of drops of vanilla, cinnamon the heck out of it. It's kind of what it's reminding me of, so it's pretty good. But it also has an earthy part to it. And that earthy part is reminding me of now, I said fragrant on the nose, pipe tobacco. But now it's more like the taste of a cigar, a good cigar, where you take a draw maybe, or when it's not lit, just to check out the what flavors you get, or how the draw is going to be. It's reminding me of that, which is bouncing out that French toast type appeal that I'm getting. Very good. I'm going to use a little more of your whiskey, Jeffrey. Don't worry, just a little bit. I lend Jeffrey my whiskey too. And so he can drink as much as he wants of it. I'm going to put a little water while I'm doing it. Just see what it does. It's only 90 proof, which is solid proof. But, let's see. Now you got to remember, this is going to change anyway, just the fact that it's opening up now. I've opened it up. But that being said, I did put water. And it smells a little more like leather. A leather note coming through. Still sweet, still cinnamon, still French toasty. With all those elements, I'd say the tobacco has morphed into more of a leather. And that's odd. So what I'm getting on the taste with the water, it's kind of appealing. It's more of an orange / cherry, more of a fruit coming out, strong. That wasn't there, so I like that orange. First I got cherry, and then I'm thinking some orange type citrus. I like that. I like that cherry / orange taste with the water. Try it. All right, so Green River, Owensboro, Jeff, viewers, and listen, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me get to the next level. We'll get there. Just got to keep working. All you got to do is sub. I'll do all the rest. See you on the next one.